All right, so with the image planes more or less set up, we're going to go ahead and start doing our modeling. The way we're going to approach this is kind of your typical box modeling. If you're familiar with 3D modeling, you're familiar with box modeling. It's the most basic thing. And the reason why it's called that is because I'm going to hit Shift A, I'm going to go to Mesh, and then we're going to choose Cube, is because you start with a box, okay? So we are in the layout. Let's go to modeling panel here. Right off the bat, too, I noticed is if you look, the cube got put into our image planes one, so I'm just going to drag that back up to collections. The reason being is if it's in here, when I go into objects, I can't select it because it's this whole section's unselectable, so I just don't want to deal with that. So just click and drag it up here, and then it should be selectable. Yay. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like this. I'm going to hold Alt, or you can click on the thing up here so we can see. I'm going to go ahead and put this in X-ray. I'm also going to click on this, and this basically controls viewport overlays. I want to do an overlay of the wireframe. What that's going to do is it's going to allow me to see, you can't see it now because it's just a box, but basically you'll be able to see the wireframe, which is a little bit more helpful. Okay, let's go ahead and start working on this. So I'm going to go back into edit mode. So tab is for object mode, tab for edit mode. You can also just go up here and choose where we're going to go to edit mode if you weren't already. And what I want to do is basically just line this up with his torso. Okay, so I have the select here. I'm just going to click and drag, and then you're going to notice this isn't going to quite work. Oh, it did work. Never mind. One thing I want to also do is I'm going to put on symmetry. That way, if I grab just this one, you can see it will also work on the other side. So we're doing symmetry on X. So I'll grab just this side, and I'm just going to put it up to the shoulder here. I'm going to grab this side, and I'm going to hit G. Forgot to mention that for grab and move that over there. Okay, you can also do it by using these manipulators here. Move, rotate, and scale, if that makes you feel better. Okay, we now have uh, an approximation. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to middle mouse button. Oh, yeah. And then we're going to go Alt like this. So I'm just going to rotate and then Alt. And I'm just going to line these up again. Now, you're probably going to notice that my drawings aren't perfect and yours probably aren't either. So I'm just going to try to do the best I can with what we have. So we're just going to go like that. And then I'll grab these ones and put that there and this one here. Okay, great. Okay. While I'm in, let's move this up a little bit. We'll say like that. Okay. Now, while I'm in this view, just for funsies, let's go ahead and add some edge loops just to fill this out. Because this box is not, it's an approximation, but it's not exactly 100%. So we're going like this. I want to add an edge loop. Okay. So just so you can see it working, I'm just going to middle mouse button, go into 3/4 view so you can see. To do that, you can click on this button here, or I just hit Control R and that'll bring it up, okay? So it'll look like this. If you want to add multiples, you can use your scroll wheel. Sometimes that doesn't work, though. I don't know why it does and doesn't sometimes, but I'll just put one in to make this a little bit easier. I'm going to click, and then you can drag it. You can drag it up and down, and then when I click again, that's where it's going to be, okay? So I'll go ahead and just put it here. I'm going to put another one down here. I'll hit Control R again, and I'm going to click, and I'm just going to right-click and that will just leave it where it was. What right click does is like, watch, if I hit G, I go over here and I hit right click, it'll reset to before I did that. So right click is kind of almost like an undo button in a weird way. It's not undo though. It's at the Control Z or Command Z. Okay. I'm going to go back to the side view here and I'm just going to use these to line up. So I'm going to make sure that you don't just click and drag. Well, I guess that's working. I'm gonna go like this, and I'm gonna grab this one and go like this, and I'll grab this one, go here, maybe go low, grab this one and kind of put this at the low point. So basically, look for the peaks and the valleys of your chest area, okay? So hopefully that will look okay. So we're just kind of doing an approximation, a little bit closer. Let's go to this view, and I'm just going to do the same thing. So I'm going to grab the side here. Notice that we can see both the front and the back now because they're slightly offset, right? They're not in line anymore. So I got to click and drag across them. I'm just going to hit G, and I'm just going to pull this in. We'll grab these ones. I'm just going to hit G and pull these out slightly, and voila, that looks pretty acceptable. Okay, now he needs to have a center line this way. because we're going to basically model on that center line. So I'm just going to hover over here. I'm going to hit Control R to insert an edge loop. And then you'll notice it's not moving because you have symmetry on. Then I'll just right click and voila, now he has that. Okay, great. I'm also going to put a center line this way. So I'm going to go over here, I'm going to hit Control R, and I'm going to click, and I'll just leave it again. Okay, so now if you look, we kind of have sort of a boxed out shape, but you see it's very boxy. So what I want to do is just make this a little less so. So this will probably be easier just to do from this point of view. I'm going to I'm going to go from the top view here. Oop, I'm going to hold Alt, go like this. And that's kind of hard to see. I'm going to hit, so if we hit 1, that's vertex mode, 2 is edge mode, and 3 is face mode, okay? I'm going to hit 2 to go to edge mode. I'm going to select this, and I'm just kind of in this up view. I'm going to hit G and just kind of pull in a little bit so that it's a little more rounded. And I'm going to also grab this one and hit G and pull it in this way a little bit. So it's a little bit more rounded. I'm going to click on this one. I'm going to hit G and kind of pull that in a little bit. And then I'm going to grab the bottom one and G and pull that one in a little bit. All right. And now you can see we have sort of an approximation. I notice I keep trying to hit shift. So just a reminder, middle mouse button, shift and middle mouse button, and then use your scroll wheel. It looks a little truncated here, so I'm just gonna hit 1. I'm gonna grab this vertex. Actually, let's grab both of these, and then I'm just gonna do G, and I'm just gonna pull it up a little bit, so that way it's a little more accurate. I'm gonna grab this one. Actually, I'm gonna grab this one. I'm gonna go G and just pull it down. This one G and down. This one G and down. This one G and down, just so it's a little more rounded. So that's a pretty close sort of shape to I would say his torso. Okay. I'm gonna call that good on this video just because we're trying to approximate. And the next video we will start building out a little bit more.